Hi, and welcome to my podcast series, Stories of Transformation, where I bring to you inspirational journeys, stories of growth, courage, and transformation. And today's guest is a seasoned IT leader with 2 decades of experience. He has coached about hundreds of IT professionals and has led dozens of teams. He is an author of 4 best-selling books and is the founder of India Leaders Hub, a platform where he nurtures professionals to become mindful and successful leaders. Let's welcome AI leader, coach, and author Prashant Lodaya. Welcome, Prashant. So good to have you.
Thanks, Neeti. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here and also looking forward to having this connect with you.
Same.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to this conversation so much. So, before I begin any session, I like to set an intention. For this episode, also, I would like to set an intention that is, may whoever is listening to this get their answers, get the guidance they're looking for, because whatever we do, my purpose is always to simplify healing, simplify someone's path. So may this fulfill that purpose. And if you have anything from your side, you can add from your end.
Okay, that's a powerful intention. Well, from my side, I believe it would be learning, a continuous learning journey. So let's all, move towards our journey that leads us to what we want to achieve through the learning.
Absolutely. May each one of us, whoever watches this episode, learn something, have a takeaway from it. So let's begin with shuru se shuru karte, your childhood.
Oh,
So were you always a leader, or is that something that came to you eventually?
well, yeah, it's the other part. I was never a leader. As a child, I mean, I'm still a reserved person. I'm an introvert, so I never intended to lead teams. That did not come to me naturally. I just, happened or stumbled in this particular position. I had a chance. I had an opportunity where my leader thought that I could play this role when I could not. That is how it began. But about my childhood, no, I was never a leader. I
Wow.
always followed, especially my elder brother and the others around.
Wow. Okay. Same, I think. Same for me. So, is it safe to say that, our nature, whether we are introvert or extrovert, has nothing to do with our leadership capability, as
No,
the
absolutely not.
common myth, right? Okay, so we're
Yes.
busting this myth also today.
Yes. I agree 100% with you. In fact, just adding to that, in fact, several of the successful leaders out there in the industry, especially the IT industry, they are all introverts, including Bill Gates.
I guess, yes, because then only you're completely focused, right? Okay.
Yes.
So could you briefly walk us through your professional journey, how your career began, and what led you here?
Oh, okay. Okay, let me ponder over it because it's a 2 decades of journey. So
Yes.
quickly,
Yes.
uh, trying to summarize it, how it began. Well, it's a journey, it's a story in itself. Um, I actually never found a job that I intended to find. So I again stumbled upon a job only because my friend was quitting his job in his company and there was an open position. That is how I entered the IT industry. That is how the journey started. And the reason I say I did not intend to be in that journey is because I wanted to get a job on my own, merit, not just because I was becoming someone's replacement. Okay.
Yes.
So I, at that point in time, the mindset was very, very different because I did not get a job right from my college. I was never placed into a company in my college. So the mindset was a little weird. I was out there to prove ki, nahi, nahi, I can get a job on my
Wow.
own and all that stuff. That's how the journey began. Um, then I stumbled upon an opportunity while I was working with a small company in Pune. It was an opening with Wipro, but the challenge was, I had to travel elsewhere and stuff like that. So I took a very, very bold decision at that point in time because of the mindset that I had because of being an introvert. I was not really very keen to move to a city where I had not been earlier, where I do not know anybody, and establishing a new rapport with everybody around and stuff like that actually scared the hell out of me. I was not sure, but I took that chance, and I spent a lot of my initial learning phase, I would say the sculpting phase or the molding phase of my professional life in my first company. I got an opportunity to visit the US and many other countries and stuff like that. So yeah, it was an amazing opening for me because I decided to take a risk because I decided to move to a different city, meet new people. That certainly gave me a good view of the perspectives and stuff like that. So that is how I entered into, also becoming a leader through my second job at Bangalore with Wipro.
Amazing. So I think people who move away, especially the ones who are very sheltered, I think their actually real personality comes out then when they are away from home, because the same thing happened with me as well. When I moved to Bangalore for my education, I think that's when I actually developed a personality. Before that, I probably didn't even know what flavor of ice cream I liked.
Mm.
Or
Oh,
I never thought about it because, again, like you
okay.
said, I was influenced so much by my elder sister. My mom and my
Right.
sister were there, so I would look up to them for my decisions. And whatever ice cream flavor she would opt for, I would go for that without putting my mind into it. So I guess that's a common practice, especially a middle child syndrome or a second child. I don't know, something like that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so amazing journey, and we will talk more about what you're doing currently. But I am particularly interested in right now, what was that one moment or one incident that changed your life, the turning point of your life that
Mm.
probably changed the direction of your life?
Oh, okay. Well, again, I'll have to ponder a bit. Um, as you already must know, like there are actually many points, many turning points in everyone's life. But coming to one of those instances where I realized, hi, this is where I really stumbled into something which I have not experienced earlier, was not very far ago. It's very recent, hardly 3 or 4 years ago, uh, right here in Bangalore. I met my spiritual guru. Okay. Uh, um, I mean, I was always a spiritual kid. I grew on as a spiritual adult, stuff like that. But what I experienced with this spiritual guru here in Bangalore was absolutely different. I was just spellbound by the philosophy of Jain religion. Okay. Until then, I was not really very familiar with the foundation or the reasons why the Jain philosophy is a philosophy, not just a religion. So all those myths were like debunked. I got to understand the really the pillars of what Jain philosophy is all about. Not just non-violence, not just anikantvad, but several other things which helped me understand as an individual. Like, okay, where am I lacking? What is it that I should be looking forward to before I think about the society, or even before my family, before everybody around me. It was me who needed to change. As they say, like even in the West, charity begins at home, right? So this meet with my spiritual guru helped me realize what all I was lacking, where I can improve, and do things one small step at a time. And I'm surprised right now, but that one small step every day helped me do a thing which is very difficult now for me to believe. But I ended up doing a fast for 45 days without solid food. All
Wow.
thanks to all thanks to my spiritual guru, and of course the support from family, support of the community around, and there were several other people who did the same fast. But that was actually a transformation point for me as an individual. I tried limiting uh, my own challenges, whether it was with anger. We typically get grumpy, if you're not sorted in our minds on small things, very, very, mundane things, okay. You know, in office, okay, a meeting room is not available for your meeting. Oh, you get angry. Okay, why is somebody still sitting in that room while they could have, like gone out of that room? So starting from there to bigger reasons or bigger challenges, that is how I understood that, it's not about hitting the big things upfront. The connect with the spiritual guru helped me, realize that I can control several things, including anger, the greed. Everybody is, out there to uh, become free financially. Why not? Yes. But, establishing the foundation, like, okay, why are you looking for money in your life? Is it only for you or for others or for somebody, something larger, etc.? So all those things, it was not about complete detachment. Okay,
Mm.
it was all about understanding the basics, very, very small and tiny little things, and getting rid of the other things slowly. Whatever you don't need. It's not just about getting too spiritual or too profound, which I'm not. I'm still learning the basics of it, but that certainly helped me, clear a lot of unnecessary things, the clutter that was there. It gave me a structure. How do I think? How do I carry myself ahead? How do I, make myself successful or call myself successful? So even after several years in the industry, even after being where I was not very happy with how, I was considering myself. People around you may be saying, okay, yes, you are into an established position, you are successful, you are leading people and stuff like that. But I was not very, very happy in my head. So that journey helped me find a little bit of peace. It helps me realize the worth, that I have, and also the worth that I can share with the people around me. And only when you find yourself happy, when you are content with, whatever you are, you need not be the best person out there, but whatever version you are, if you're happy with that, I think, you take small steps to share your knowledge and then grow along the journey. Yeah, that's all, Neeti.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So, Jain philosophy, ever since you adopted that, uh, can I say that you've got more clarity? Of course, spirituality has been a way of life for you. You've got more clarity, more mindful. And maybe that's where your mindful leadership concept comes from, and you want to infuse it and nurture people that way. I believe that's
Yes,
where your mission also comes from, right?
yes, absolutely,
So,
bang on.
so now that you have a different way of functioning, you have a different, more mindful way of, leading people and nurturing them. What have been the changes you observed? What
Mm,
have been your, lessons or takeaways from this
mm,
ever since?
okay, okay, that's an interesting question. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, it's a very, very challenging in itself, because there is always a dichotomy, like, okay, you have your values. Once you have clarity in your mind, you know that you have to stick to certain values. Okay, you're not willing to compromise, right? And at the same time, you have your professional journey where you get challenged probably every day, that you have to deal with it. So that's the dichotomy. So just giving few examples. um, when I did that 45 days of fasting, me and my wife, we decided that we will not be consuming food after sunset. Okay, after that incident. Now, it's a mundane and very, very basic thing when you are in a corporate industry, right? You go out for parties, you visit hotels and places. It's very, very normal. When you try and sit with a client call, okay, clients or your counterparts from elsewhere have uh, visited your country and they are here to meet you. When you are with them in a hotel and you still can stick to your values while not disrespecting anyone's values, that's a reminder that I'm able to align with my value, whatever I have learned from the Jain philosophy, that I'll not consume after sunset, but I'm here with you. as a person, as a leader, as a colleague, in whatever role, to listen to you, to entertain you, and also at the same time share, listen to the learning that you may have from your culture, right? That's the Anikantvad principle. So no disrespect. If anybody wishes to, have the dinner post sunset, certainly it's their wish, and it's their culture, the principle, or whatever they want to lead their life with, right? So these are few things which helped me stick to my values while respecting others, and this happens on a daily basis. There are many examples, but yeah, this probably helped. I hope it clarified uh,
Must have
the
been very challenging,
impact.
actually. I can imagine. Because, yes, you have to meet, and when you meet people, they expect you to give them company, right? When you're sitting with somebody, it is challenging. But I guess once people get to know you and your values, maybe they begin to respect that also. You have
Yes,
to give it time, but I'm sure people also come around.
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Amazing. So, a difficult balance, but I think you're doing it really well.
I'm trying. Thank you.
So, what is your bigger mission, the message you want to give out there? What is your mission in life right now?
Yeah, sure. Um, so as you rightly pointed out little while ago, whatever transformation I went through while I was exposed to the radiations of Jain philosophy, I'm just trying to make it contagious and spread that uh, around. That's the larger mission, but certainly taking small steps here, right? Connecting it to my daily life, spreading that to anybody or whoever I meet with, right? Whether it's whether it's somebody who's helping you at home, whether it's your security guard, whoever, or be it your wife, your parents, or your colleagues at work, or anybody else, right? How can you try and become non-violent in action, in speech, right? We certainly don't go out and hit anybody, right? That's absolutely abnormal. We don't do that, but we do not realize it very often that through our speech we might be hurting somebody. We might be thinking ill, even if we are not speaking, right? So those are very tricky things. Just earlier today, like I was in a spiritual sermon with a different spiritual guru. There are many things that are connected, like, okay, now typically we try and speak about detachment. Jain philosophy is uh, more known for adhering to the concept of detachment. Like, okay, detach yourself from the world and all that. But that's not really the truth. And how it helps us as professionals or us as an individual is what I'm trying to incorporate in my daily life and also my professional life. So, simple example, what I learned only today is, it's not just about detaching ourselves from worldly things, but there are two simple concepts, right? Love and hate. Okay. If you're attached to a lot of love, or if you're attached to a lot of hatred, you might end up, becoming somebody who is clouded in their mindset. You can have several examples. Okay, if you're over attached to somebody or something, because you love that person or you love that thing, or you are hating that person or you're hating that thing, you might have a lot of clouded judgment. You'll make bad decisions and bad choices, and later on you will repent, but that will be too late, right? So uh, detaching from those incidents, right, where you are going to get over entangled with either love or with hatred, is something that I am trying to, incorporate as of today. And as I said, I'm trying to connect the dots every now and then with all the principles and how it is connected to the workplace or to the profession. Well, as simple as that. When you're as a leader, when you're working with a large team or whatever number of people you're interacting with on a daily basis, if you're able to uh, spread sanity, okay, amidst the current chaotic experience out there in the industry, when people are losing their jobs or when people are insecure. or when people are just anxious, there is nothing happening, but people are anxious. Okay, I saw somebody getting, affected by so and so or somebody and stuff like that. If you can spread the sanity around you, right, it's just going to have that ripple effect. Uh, you can just be the harbinger of, like that one small, tiny ripple, and it can certainly, become something
Correct.
larger and stuff like that. So that's what I'm just trying to convey. Uh, as an individual, as a leader, as a coach, and also in some extent as an author. Okay, I'm trying to write new books where I can share the concepts of Jain philosophy with simple examples without making it too complicated, or without making it too philosophical. So just trying to learn and trying to incorporate, and at the same time trying to share.
Beautiful. So, what I've understood is you are trying to basically bring this into every interaction, not just one aspect or another, but everything, smallest of interactions, you're trying to bring this philosophy into that. And that's wonderful. I think that's what kind of actually brings that practice into life, right? So, यहाँ करना है, वहाँ
Yes,
करना है,
yes,
नहीं. Everything, मतलब how you do
everywhere.
one thing is
Yes,
how you do everything. So, yes, I totally resonate with that. And absolutely, leaders are the ones who can set the tone of,
mhm,
whatever work culture is there in your team. Leaders
yes,
have that power to set that tone. So
yeah,
amazing that you're trying to empower leaders who are mindful, who have that
yes.
sense of understanding and compassion. So I think it's a beautiful mission. Uh, More power to
Thank
you
you,
for that.
thank you.
So you've also written a book on leadership, I believe.
Yes, yes, yes.
Would you
It's
like to
it's.
talk about that as well?
Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. It's called The Art of Failing Successfully. It's a funny and slightly sarcastic take on some of the not so good traits of leadership. Some of the experience that I have shared are also my own doings from a different life few years ago. I made those mistakes, and
Okay.
I'm trying to, as part of the book, I tried sharing some of those examples, just in a funny and sarcastic way, so that people realize that if you do this, be sure you're going to fail. So if you want to succeed, just don't do that. Simple. Uh,
Interesting concept. I'm sure people would relate. If you bring humor into anything, I think it makes it interesting and still memorable. Amazing concept. So
Thank you.
let's talk about more about your India Leaders Hub, how you are
Mm.
nurturing leaders, and what is this initiative? Would you like to talk about it?
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, thanks, Niti, again for another interesting question. So, how it came about? So, India Leaders Hub, again, I was not ready in my head whether I should be founding this, whether I should be leading this. Just by the virtue of the personality, I was not sure if I should be doing it few months ago, but it has transformed now. The mission is very, very clear, as we discussed. So, what I'm doing as part of this journey is whatever I have learned in the 2 decades of my experience, my IT industry experience, and also as a person, whatever I have learned, as a virtue of just being on this earth, I'm just trying to make it easy for the new leaders, for the established leaders, even for the execs. Sharing is caring, as they say, right? So, what I have learned from my mentor, from co-authors, from everybody around me, I'm just trying to nurture a new breed of leaders, if I may, call them that.
So, as a leader and coach who nurtures people to become future leaders, what, in your opinion, is the importance of leadership, and
Mm,
which areas, according to you, really need good leadership?
mm. Okay. Um, There are several areas, to be honest. As a leader, I can say that there are two very basic things out of those. That's a big list, but I believe what comes to my mind right now is, especially in the current era of AI, if leaders have to portray their humanity, okay, there are two basic skills that will allow us to not just survive but thrive in the industry and also lead the industry ahead. So one of them is our problem solving capability, which is just innate in us as humans, which AI cannot bring in. It just knows what it knows. It does not know what it does not know. Simple as that, right? So problem solving comes from understanding the problem, and before understanding, defining the problem. Okay, that's my focus even in my coaching. So if we are solving wrong things, if we have understood a problem wrongly, you're going to arrive at solutions, no problem, but you're going to arrive at wrong solutions. So I think it's important to understand this entire concept of problem solving correctly.
Wrong as
That's
in they don't work, or are they not sustainable?
okay. So no, so actually both of them, plus we may also end up solving which did not require a solution, right? So one
Changing
of
what's
my
actually working right now. People tend to change what's working as well, and I hate that. I've seen that so much. I know what you
yes,
mean.
yeah, I mean we end up breaking something in order to fix it, and
Yeah.
the thread just goes on and stuff like that. So that's one part. And connected to the same, right? Like there is another very, very important human trait of adaptability. Okay. Now, no matter what disruption comes, or no matter what challenges are thrown at us as humanity, we have always been adaptable. Okay. Even Charles Darwin probably has been quoted or misquoted to state that, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, but the one that adapts, I believe, survives better, right? So I think that's something that is important for a leader in any era, not just the current disruption era. You adapt to whatever is happening in the industry around you, learn, unlearn, and then quickly, like relearn, because we end up forgetting certain things. So it is important to also relearn, is what I have realized. Like, okay, whatever I knew 3 months ago, I may not be clearly remembering all of it. Remembering is wrong word really, but you may want to revisit certain concepts. You may want to refine your strategy. So hence, learn, unlearn, and relearn. I believe that yeah, these are two traits I can confidently state need to be understood and adhered to and then improved upon.
Okay. So, are there any leaders that you look upon, or, from history or current leaders, or
Yeah.
some leadership that that is an example of what not to be done?
Okay, all right, well, that's a funny question, but again, thanks for asking. I'll answer the last part of your question first. So as a leader, what not, if I consider a role model, who we should not follow, I think that's President Trump. I believe in the current, uh,
May I set you up for that?
yeah, I mean, wherever the world is going, with whatever is happening out there, I believe that's wrong intention and wrong approach towards things, and I believe it's a good learning for us. Should not be doing it. It's impacting not just US but also the other countries, other economies around, and there is no need for it. There are other challenges, other problems that the humanity has to deal with. Why create another one which does not need solving? Why create problems in the first place, right? So yeah, I hope you get the idea. There are many instances, but I'll refrain from getting into details of it right now.
No, but yeah, I agree in the sense that clarity, intention and clarity really matters in any leadership. And if that's not there, then you don't know what's happening.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay. So, any role models, or maybe?
But to be honest, I do not have any. I just keep picking the
Yes,
traits
from different
from.
people.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's not single person that I consider it as a role model, but yeah, there are multiple. Like my spiritual guru, for example, like who from whom I have learned a lot of things. So I'll consider them. Uh, she's a sadhvi ji, so I consider her as a role model. I consider my book coach Shweta Samota as my role model. I'll consider you as a role model.
Thank you,
Having
Prashant.
read your book about
Thank you.
moving inward, if you want changes outward. So yeah, I think that's how my transformation has been. Luckily, thankfully, I found people from whom I am getting to learn. I Now it could be even our colleagues, right? It's not necessary that somebody should be senior enough. Somebody is meaning seniority in the experience, meaning number of years, or just by the virtue of being on the planet, doesn't define that that person should be considered a role model. But
Yeah.
right, so I found very recently in my current experience that I could learn from a 25-year-old person from my team. Like the way he thinks, the way he processes things. So we have a lot to learn, and
Definitely. So a person with a learning mindset will learn from anybody. Even the doorman, you can learn from something.
yes,
You can learn from
perfect.
anybody if you have this inclination to learn. That is one thing
Yes,
one thing if I have learned in life, keep learning and try to learn from everybody. Nobody is lower than you. No qualification is less than you. Everybody has that some key trait that only they have.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
that only comes when you have that respect and, for everybody's space. So amazing. Okay. So now we've already heard about your Jain philosophy and all the things that you have done and keep doing. But what is that key ritual that you try to do every day or regularly that
Mm,
keeps you sane, keeps you energized and grounded? Would you like to share?
okay. Yes, sure. Again, connecting it to the Jain philosophy, which is very, very practical, which we are also aware as authors, and we're also aware as leaders. Okay, there is a concept called as in Jain philosophy we call it pratikraman. Okay, there is a concept called as pratikraman. What that means really is at the end of every day you try and reflect on whatever you have done in the day. Okay, you try and seek apologies for anything or anybody who you have wronged. Okay, and you also commit that you will not do the same things again tomorrow. Okay, as humans we tend to make mistakes, we are just bound to make mistakes, but we should not repeat the same mistakes. That's the nutshell of it,
Daily
right? So
reflection.
yes, daily reflections at the end of the day. And as a virtue of the same, my ritual, what works for me, is also preparing for the next day, next week. So you've reflected these things you're not going to do tomorrow. But then what are you going to really do tomorrow is also, this is a good mindset to be in. You know that, you're going to prepare a simple list of to do things, which every leader does. Okay, it doesn't have to be a concrete and exhaustive list. It just has to be high level items of what you want to do the very next day, right? And you can always reflect on that. You take your me time the next day and figure out if the list that you made the earlier night is helping you or is making sense or not. You refine, right? Like learn, unlearn, relearn, and all that stuff. Implement all of that and keep doing it, keep churning it on a daily basis until you arrive at your own. This is what has worked for me. Just preparing a to-do list has not helped me, to be honest. But refining it continuously is what has helped me arrive at, how I can manage my time, how I can do anything. In fact, when you're able to break things, when you're able to break a larger problem into smaller problems, which is just a simple mental model called as, you know it's a concept called as your first principles thinking, a first order thinking. So break a big or a larger problem into smaller ones, which you can digest, which you can chew, solve them, then move on. As a virtue, you will just solve the bigger problem. That's the basic. So, two mental models. That inversion part, you identify what not to do, and then prepare a list of what is to be done using your first order thinking. These two things, I think, help me as a daily ritual. Still learning and adding more to it, but yeah.
Amazing. So these are your non-negotiables that you want to do every day.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
great. Lot of work, but amazing. I think with practice, one can get into the habit. Great. Thank you for sharing that. And I
You're
hope
welcome.
people listen and try to follow this as well.
Yeah, I hope they do. But yeah, I mean, before moving along, sorry, Niti, if I can interject you, I'm very, very keen right now to, understand something from you,
Okay.
if you're game.
Of course, always.
Okay, awesome. So, I'm just keen, like because we've spoken about the traits that leaders should be following or that they should not be following. I'm very, very keen to understand because you are also a leader. You are also coaching your community, and you have a transformation tribe out there. I'm very, very keen to understand what do you think are some values that leaders should align to?
Okay. Of course, you already covered. Number one is the right intention. If the
Okay.
intention is wrong, then everything else is wrong only, no? Because the foundation is intention.
Ah,
Whatever you are starting, whatever you're leading with what intention, or
perfect.
project you've started with what intention. The right intention is the foundation. So I feel that everything starts with the right intention. And secondly, I feel that unless you are connected to the power
Mm,
bigger than you, some
mm,
form of divine connection, I don't think anybody's equipped to really handle any kind of responsibility because,
mm,
in my opinion, we are all co-creating, right?
mm,
We are
mm.
not actually the creators. We are co-creating everything. We are channeling. We are okay, big innovators. Even you talk about Einstein or anybody, any scientist.
Mm.
I feel they are all co-created. If you see closely, they all channeled a certain information or a guidance. So
Wow.
there was a power helping them out or working with them, so that
Right.
always happens. So I feel always stay connected with the power that is fueling you, and that will
Nice.
keep guiding you. I think that's the only way for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, that second one was really amazing. I think also quite profound. And so, how do I put it? I mean, just applicable to anybody and everybody. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. I just feel everybody should acknowledge, because everybody's co-creating, but when you start taking credit, I mean,
Mm,
of course, we are humans. We have a little
right.
bit of ego within us. We like that
Yes.
praise and that credit. But
Yes.
internally, you
Yes.
should
Yes.
be able to acknowledge that, no, this
Yeah.
is not me.
Yeah.
I cannot take this credit.
Yeah.
There is a power that's kind of, जैसे
Yes.
जब तक बैटरी नहीं होगी फोन कैसे चलेगा ना. आई एम बीइंग
Yeah.
पावर्ड, एंड
Yeah.
वो एक पॉइंट के बाद वो खत्म हो जाएगा, then I'll have to refuel. So
Yeah.
that acknowledgement within is also fine. You don't have to go public with
Right.
that acknowledgement, but as long as you stay grounded and you
Yeah.
don't have that ego, okay, this is my idea, I did it.
Correct.
No, nobody can do it alone. And you cannot
Yeah.
do it without the right team also. Acknowledge your team
Yeah.
also, right? Every
Yes.
so all of that matters. And infuse those values in your team also. Create that beautiful culture, that energy,
Awesome.
and everything aligns, I think. So yeah, that's that.
Superb. Well, yeah. So we can maybe very, very confidently state that if somebody wants to align their own individual thought process, and as a virtue of that, also align their teams and their organizations with proper mindset, I think whatever two values you share need to be very, very clear in their mind. Correct?
Yeah, for me, that's non-negotiable. Also, in
Awesome.
that process, when you are aligning, there might be a lot of non-alignment also, because a lot of toxic people may leave who don't resonate
Yeah.
with you. So,
Yeah.
wo
Yeah.
hoga. See,
Correct.
you must have realized every time your energy shifts, you
Right.
grow a little.
Right.
something changes, your staff changes, some
Correct.
energy, when your energy changes, your
Correct.
surroundings also change. Somebody quits
Yes.
or you fire
Yes.
somebody,
Yes.
you don't, है ना?
Correct.
तो ये
Correct.
shift होता रहेगा as you grow. So yeah, being
Yes.
full of that as well, I feel.
Super.
So I think we kind of reached to a little profound level, which is fine because both of us are spiritually inclined, and that's the kind of values we bring into our community. So amazing. That was beautiful. Thank you for prompting that. Okay.
Absolutely my pleasure.
Okay. So I just, before ending, I request you to share one final message that you want
Mm,
to leave us with. What,
okay.
maybe a food for thought or something to take away.
Mm-hmm.
Final thought.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe it's a very simple thing for me, like again borrowing from Jain philosophy here. So, just do good, and the good will come to you. You may not have to follow uh, or do anything else. Just do good. I believe that should potentially help all of us. And I'm just hoping and wishing that we all can align to the goodness within us, and try and just share that and bring the goodness in others.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. It was amazing having you. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge with us. It was, I think, not just informational, but transformational. Thank you so much.
All thanks to you, Niti. Thanks for the wonderful questions and thanks for having me.